Okay, welcome to the ballpark, baseball fans. This is Tenacious Earl, and we're going to play out game 187 of the 270 game TBL 2.0. So we're in the 13th out of 18 series, and tonight it's going to be the woeful Los Angeles Angels 13-24 record at the 20-17 Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays started out a little slow. They've really come on here after they've, this is their 38th game. So the series is tied 2-2. Toronto took the first game of the set behind a complete game shutout from J.A. Happ. They will have Aaron Sanchez taking the hill tonight. Tim Lincecum will get the start for Los Angeles in one of his more we'll say out of his prime outings here, so we'll see how he fares in this for Los Angeles. And let's get going. So actually, you put down the we had rolled a 12, so that meant that our ballpark settings here for super advanced Stratomatic for a night game are 7s on the singles and 10s on the homers. So a 50% chance of a ballpark homer becoming a homer. Now, I'm going to have to move that when I need to look. And then for singles, it's about 35%. So let's go. The lineup for Los Angeles facing Aaron Sanchez here is going to be Yunil Escobar at third base, Cole Calhoun in right, Mike Trout center field, the MVP candidate as always, Ji-Man Choi, and this is for a bad team by the way, Ji-Man Choi in left, Jeffrey Marte at first base, Andrelton Simmons short, catching will be Jet Bandy, Johnny Giavotella at second base, and Lincecum on the mound. He'll have pitchers hitting. Actually, both pitchers will have pitchers hitting card number 1, as they're both AL pitchers. In this, because we have a mix of AL and NL teams, we've taken 10 teams, and they're playing 3 games against every other opponent. 3 at home, 3 and away, so 6 total. So we're playing them without a DH. So guys like Sanchez and Lincecum, who didn't hit much in actual play, will get a chance in this league, and they will tonight. But here is Escobar leading off against Aaron Sanchez. So we take 4-8. If you can read that, let's move this over just a little more. 4-8 is the roll. That goes off the pitcher's card against a righty, and that will be a base hit, potentially a double. Can he stretch it into a double? He needs a 1-8 on the D20. It is a 6, so that will be a leadoff double for Yunil Escobar. Rolls into second, so he is not going to try and steal third there whatsoever. It's going to be Cole Calhoun, the lefty. So we roll that for any potential base running. 1 or 2 would lead to some potential pitcher problems or catcher problems when there's a guy on base. And there's a 3-5. He draws a walk, so that will set up the force. So we read off the right side of the batter's card for the right-handed pitcher. Okay, Mike Trout, first and second, nobody out. There's a 3, so that won't do it. 5-9, batting from the right. That's a grounder to shortstop X. So this is an X chance, which means it's going to be a tough play to make for Tulowitzki, who is 2E12. Now they're holding Escobar, but this is a righty, so he would be the responsibility of the second baseman. So still a 2-rated shortstop is Tulowitzki. And 12, so 2 and 12, 1, which is a potential double play, as long as there's no air. So we look at his air rating of E12. And so we total these up, the 3, and we roll again. So that's a 10. So that will not be an air, be a grounded into double play. 6-4-3. Escobar does end up at third, but that is a costly double play for the Angels. Is going to lead to 2 outs and Ji-Man Choi at the plate. So 2 outs. There's a 2-11, which is a grounder to first. That'll be fielded by Encarnacion. He will relay it to the bag himself in a nice steady jog. And that is it for the top of the first. No runs, a hit, 1 left, as they had first and second, nobody out, and they faltered. So now we go to the bottom of the first. And Lincecum will face this lineup for the Jays, playing here at Rogers Center. So it will be Troy Tulowitzki leading off. Devin Travis needed a day off, so he's their normal leadoff guy. But we're going to move Tulowitzki up there to lead off for this one. It'll be Josh Donaldson playing third and batting second. Russell Martin, the catcher, will bat third. Then it'll be Edwin Encarnacion at first, batting in the cleanup spot. Jose Bautista in right. Darwin Barney will get the call at second base. Daryl Siciliani is going to be playing out in left. He was the regular starter for this period of time in the 2016 season. Kevin Pillar, steady center fielder. Good fielder out there. He'll bat 8th. And then Sanchez, the pitcher, batting 9th. So here is Tulowitzki. That is a 1-7. He hits it on the ground. That'll be fielded by Giavotella. He throws to first, 1 out. Now, Donaldson coming to the plate. There's a 3-9, and he strikes him out. So 2 down for a strikeout for Lincecum. Power pitcher. Maybe not quite so much power as he once had when he pitched for San Francisco. And there's a 5-7 righty. That will be a single, 2-out single there for Martin. It's going to sneak through and head out into left field, gets right through the hole. So Martin, not a good stealer. Do we even want to take any chance? Not with Edwin up. So with 2 outs, Encarnacion at the plate. He's not going to try and get a lead. It's just going to be Encarnacion, and it is a 5-5 righty. Grounder to short, so this will be Andrelton Simmons. Again, righty means that we don't have to worry about any kind of adjustment for the fielding. So 1 E14, pretty much guaranteed to be an out. 15 looks good. And then you get 14 on the roll. Now, we got to check this because he is an E14. I think that's still okay. Yeah, before 15 or 17 on that total would lead to an error. Instead, that will be a play made. And we will just say that he, let's say he gets the quick relay to second base and flips it. Actually, that was, yeah, that was Simmons to Giavotella, fielder's choice. That will be it. So no runs, a hit, and 1 left at first on the fielder's choice. Grabbing a little drink of soda here. I don't plan to do too many breaks in the action here. Didn't want to live stream it. I think there's people live streaming tonight, so we're just going to do the old upload. So here's Marty. Jeffrey Marte leading off here in the second against Sanchez. 6-11. Shadow kind of throw in there. 6-11 against a righty. Okay, so this leads to a split chance of a 1 for a single. The rest are line outs to short. So that's a 10. So that'll be a liner caught by Tulowitzki. 1 out. Simmons, that's a 1-4. That's a grounder to pitcher with an injury. So the grounder right back to Sanchez. He pulls up a little lame there. He's kind of having a tough go of it to first. Let's roll on the injury chart here for Simmons, and let's just see what we're going to do. We cut everything by a third because it's a third of a, and it's a 6, which I believe that is just he stays in the game. It says the remainder of the game, but we're going to let him stay because we're cutting him by a third. And so a third of a remaining game is, for me, is just forget it. Okay, so 2 outs. Jet Bandy to 6. Grounder to Tulowitzki, and Tulo throws to first. Encarnacion makes the squeeze for the final out. Going to the bottom of the second, still no score. So Joey Bats. Joey Bats, that's what you used to call him, not Bat. What am I talking about? 2-9, strikes him out. Darwin Barney, another 2-9. It's a grounder to second base. Giavatello goes to first for the out. And now Daryl Siciliani, 1-6. That is a strikeout, a 1-2-3 inning for Lincecum. Good start for Lincecum. Let's see. Off this card is 9.16 in this high ERA for Lincecum. The emphasis on high, if you remember some of his favorite activities. Anyway, let's go to Giavatello, and then Lincecum will be coming up to hit, and then Escobar. 1-8, and that's going to be a tall pop-up caught by Barney. Giavatello right in the middle of his good column there. Okay, now it'll be Lincecum. This pitcher's hitting card, if you want to take a look at what those look like. Number 1 is the worst, and there's only a walk on it, I believe, right there, 210. Every other selection is an out. But it goes off the pitcher's card, 4-6. Lincecum hits from the left side, and Lincecum draws a walk. So the 50-50 setup gives Lincecum a chance to run the bases. And a 2 means we have to roll a D6. And that tells us that it could be a balk. Sanchez has a 0 balk rating, so we don't have to roll it. So 3-10, grounded to third base with an A at the, that means double play. So that'll be a 5-4-3 around the horn to end the inning. So it's Donaldson to Barney to Encarnacion, which retires the side. So we're through 2.5. No score. My page is getting a little askew here. All right, so let's go with Pilar. 2-3. That's a grounder to first base, so that will be Marte, who is going to underhand it to Lincecum covering. So now Sanchez at the plate. 3-7. That is a grounder to second base, so that'll be Giavatello to Marte for the out. And now Tulowitzki. 6-6 righty. He pops it, and this one is gone. A 2-out solo home run for Troy Tulowitzki. You want to see what this looks like on Lincecum's card. The 6-6 for against a right-handed batter is an N home run, which means normal power. And you look right here on Tulo's card, you can see his power N. If it's W, that means that would have been a hit. A single instead. But that makes it 1-0 Toronto on the solo bomb. And now Donaldson, 5-3 righty, and there's a single, so a couple of 2-out hits here. Donaldson, he'll try to get a lead here. He needs a total of 3 on the D6s, so on these 2 right here, gets a 5, so no. Can't get a good lead, so he will just hang out at first while Martin comes up to the plate. There is 4-9 righty. There's a walk that puts Donaldson into scoring position. Still 2 outs. But Encarnacion comes to the plate. This is a big bat right here. Angels have to keep this a 1-run game. There's 6-8. That's a single and it's going to score a run. Single with 2 stars. So that means the runner advances 2 bases. Donaldson scores. Martin gets to third. 2-0. So now if Lincecum can get out of this, then 2-0 isn't too bad. What you didn't want to see happen is double E take it yard, and that would be a big problem. So here's Joey bats 2-5. Oh, another walk. That loads the bases. Some unforced errors here for Lincecum. The manager goes out to talk to him, settle him down. He's got the bases loaded, the infield obviously back with 2 outs. But 2 runs across, and here you got a guy, Darwin Barney, who should be able to get him out on a good bit at a time, but Lincecum's card is ugly. The righty batter, 3-11. That's a ballpark single. Remember, we said that was 1-7. So the reason that we say it's a ballpark single, if you look here, the 3, it's got this filled-in triangle. So if we roll the D20, if it's 1-7, it's 35% chance. 1-7, it's a single with 1 base advance, and Martin would score. And it's a 5, so it will be another hit. In comes Martin. To third goes double E. Joey bats. Heads down to second. Why am I doing that one? Filling it in. Let's be consistent there, goofball. Ooh, I just tore up my thing here, so that's okay. Let's fix it. There. Okay, so still the bases are loaded, and they've hit around. So 3-0, and maybe another problem. That would be a balk, but he's got a 0 balk rating. So let's see, Siciliani, 5-11 lefty. That's a grounder back to Lincecum. As long as Lincecum gets through this roll, it's got to be above a 4, I think. He is rated a 4 pitcher, so the range check, as long as it's 5 or above, and it's 11, so that will be, well, let's roll these in case it's a rare play, and it's not, so that will be an out. So he does throw to first, but 3 runs across on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Bases are left loaded, but it is a bat around inning for the Blue Jays. After 3, it is 3-0 here at Rogers Center. Okay. Cole Calhoun leading off. Angels have some work to do here. 5-3 lefty. Fly ball to right field. This is going to be a tough one for Joey bats. And his range is a 4. So anything under 12 on the D20, and it's a 7, so that would be a single. And let's see if there's any additional air. He is an E4. And we remember what the roll was. So 6 on an E4, no error. But that is a single for Calhoun. Second hit of the game for LA. Now here's Trout. Calhoun, any not very good opportunity to run here. Sanchez's hold plus Martin +1. So they actually subtract 1 with the hold. So that would be a 12. Even if he did get a good lead, we're not going to worry about that. Let's go with Mike Trout. 6'9" righty. There's a single. To right field, Calhoun. All right, he is going to advance to third, and they're not going to throw. They're going to keep Trout at first base by throwing into second. So first and third, nobody out. Just what the Angels ordered up here. Now it's Ji-Man Choi at the plate. Really would need a 3 column for him or the pitcher's card for anything good out of him here. 2-8. That's a grounder to third base B. They were gonna try to turn 2. The ground ball B is a force play at second. This will allow the runner to score. 5-4, fielder's choice. Choi ends up at first. 3-1 now as an RBI for Choi. Double play. If the double play had been turned, there would be no RBI. So runner at first now with 1 out. and it'll be Jeffrey Marty. Oh, and foul ball, we're going to re-roll. 5-10 righty, grounded to shortstop. So this is Tulowitzki again. Marte a righty, so Tulo is still a 2, E12. 2 and 1 will be that'll be a single. 2 base advance. Single 1 base advance actually. On the chart, no error, but so now runners at first and second with 1 away, and it'll be Andrelton Simmons. Five, 7 righty, grounded to second base. Barney a 2 E20, and holding the runners for a righty. So this will actually be 3 E20. 3 and 10. That'll be, he gets the force as long as there's no error on the E20, and that is a 13. And an E20, there is an error on the play, so everybody will be safe, and the bases will be loaded. That's an E4, so Barney boots it. So he's an E20, and we go to E20 here on the super advanced fielding chart, and here is 13 on that sum. So bases are loaded. They're going to play with the infield double play depth. They want to get out of this. Jet Bandy, and he's not a very fast runner. So Sanchez trying to work his way out of a jam here. 110. That is a single. There's only 1 out. It would be clutch otherwise, but that's a single to center. In comes Choi. Marte is slow, still 1 out. Do you want to chance it? They're gonna hold him up. Even with the bottom of the order, they got 8 coming up. So still bases loaded. It's 3-2. Okay, now they're gonna play with the infield in here with Javatella up. Infield is in. 4-4 righty. That's a fly ball to center field. With 1 out here, they could still get a sac fly potentially from Pilar, but Pilar is 1 rated out there in center, so for range. So a lot of, well, there's still quite a bit of sac flies. That's an 18, so that's too shallow to score the runner as long as there's no error on his E7. That is an 11 on the E7, which is no error, so that will be caught, but it's so shallow they cannot send Marte. And now you got the pitcher up, which in the 4th inning, you got to have Lincecum hit, don't you? You don't want to be, their bullpen isn't exactly deep at the moment, as I'm going to look at who is available. You know what? Nolasco pitched the last game, and they only had a guy come in for a 3rd. So they're still going to have him. So bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Lincecum will hit. So 4-6 batting from the left side, if I recall. Lincecum is a lefty. And that is a walk. It's going to force home the tying run. So lots of action here in the bottom of the 3rd and top of the 4th, as it looks like the Angels are going to bat around. It's now 3-3. The bases are still juiced. Some of these are unearned runs because of the error by Barney. And now Escobar, who grounded into a double play his last time, he is 1 for 2. Lincecum has walked twice. So here is Escobar. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The infield back. 1-9 is a fly ball to left. That will be caught by Siciliani. And the side is retired, but they get 3. So neither pitcher has fared so well here through this short period of time in the game. Both teams have hit around once. Lots of good action here, hey? So Bottom of the inning, the 8-hitter, Pilar. 3-7. That's a strikeout. That's his fourth strikeout of the game. And now the pitcher spot. Sanchez up. 6-8. That'll be a single. We already saw that roll once before. Righty hitter. So here's Troy Tulowitzki. Runner at first, 1 out. .411 righty. Fly ball to right field. This is going to be Cole Calhoun. He's pretty good out there. 2 E5. So 2 range and a 13. He gets to it. The E5. And a 10. That's good. He will make the catch. So it was a 10. Can't advance that. So just a catch out there and right. 2 outs. Josh Donaldson. Can the third baseman put a charge in one here and retake the lead? Let's see. 4-7 righty. Oh boy, this is going to be good. 1-7, a triple for Donaldson. Otherwise, it'll be a double. Have a chance to score this run, I think. An 8. Oh, it's a double. That's 2 base advance. Now Sanchez, he's a 10 runner. I think we're going to try to score him anyway. Although you have Russell Martin coming up, I think he's still going to try and score him from third. So Sanchez a 10, he gets, so he was held, makes it 9, but then with 2 outs, you add 2, so that makes it 11. Then it was 4-7, that's the center field. Center fielder's Trout -1. So all that added up, it's a 50% chance we're sending him. 1-10, he's safe. Otherwise, he is gunned out at the plate. And he is safe. So Donaldson will cruise into third base on the fielder's choice, and that is going to make it 4-3. So an RBI double for Josh Donaldson. Blue Jays retake it. So here is Martin. We'll see if it was wise to send or not. See if he will do anything with this bat. 4 righty. Fly ball to center field. This is going to be Trout. Trout out there is pretty reliable. A 1 and an 8. Gets to it. And then an 11 on the E5. He makes the catch to retire the side. Across, it's 4-3. Blue Jays. Aaron Sanchez back out for the top of the 5th. He can go 7 without getting tired, but he is probably not going to make it that far unless he starts putting his act together. Cole Calhoun 1 for 1. He's reached both times and he scored a run after his leadoff single in the 4th inning. 2-6. There's another single. He is 2 for 2 now. That brings up Trout. Trout 1 for 2. There is 2-6, and he draws a walk, so Sanchez back into trouble, and Ji-Man Choi, who is 0 for 2. Coming up, they're going to play, obviously, infield. They're hoping for a double play here. 3-10 is a disaster roll for Sanchez. This is a 1-16 home run for Ji-Man Choi. He hits all of it, and it is gone. 3-run bomb for Choi, and I believe that will make Sanchez out of gas. Even though a couple of those runs in the previous inning were unearned. A 3-run tater for Choi, and that makes it 6-4. So that's 6 in 2 innings, and that, my friends, means that Sanchez is tired. Doesn't have his stuff today. We're going to let him go, but there's some chances here with dots on the pitcher's card. If they come up, they go from the out rating result to a single with 2 stars. So, but we're going to try and nurse him through the rest of this inning. 4-8 righty, and this is another hit. So this is a 1-8 double. 13 is a single, and the Blue Jays are going to have to get the pen scrambling here to go. Let's take a look at their. Okay, well, they've got everybody available because J.A. Happ went complete game. They're going to get Scott Feldman warming up. And yeah, we'll probably just stick with that. So, runner at first, nobody out, and it's Simmons at the plate. I'm going to give Sanchez one more batter. 2-7, 1-6 is a double. This would not be good. For Toronto, 1-6, it's a 12, so that is a fly ball to center field. No advance as Pilar makes the catch. Oh, whoops. I looked off the wrong card. 2-7 was that. 2-7 here is a double play ball. That's ground ball, shortstop A for Simmons. I forgot to change my card. So that will be a 6-4-3 double play. Now 2 outs. And that brings up Bandy. Nobody on base. 6-5 righty strikes him out. That will finish it, but 3 across on the home run. And we will see where the lineup stands after the bottom of the 5th. So 6-4. We may do a double switch here or something to that effect. But here is Encarnacion. Lincecum all of a sudden with a lead. If he can get through this inning, he would be in line for the victory. 1-7 is a walk. That's not how you do it, Tim. Brings up Jose Bautista. 0 for 1. Did reach on a walk, though. 2-8. Another walk. And this is Lincecum's inning of weakness. So if he gives up another single or walk, another walk or a single, I guess that's how I should say it, he would be tired. So here is Barney with runners at first and second. 4 or 5. Another walk. So he's walked, the bases loaded, and the manager has seen enough. He's like, man, we just took this lead, and you walked the bases loaded. You were already on a short rope. So they're yanking him out. They will call on, let's see, who's coming up? Siciliani, who's a lefty. They're going to call on Brett Oberholzer. Their bullpen's not very good either, so let's... So Lincecum, so much for the potential win there. I think we might have jinxed him. So let's see, where are they hitting at? So it's Bandy. Okay, they're going to make the double switch. The Angels will bring in Carlos Perez, who will bat in Lincecum's spot. And this is the 5th inning. And so Oberholzer, being a long reliever, he will come in and bat. Oops, I need to go over to this situation here. All right, so Bandy, you're going on to the discard. We're going to move the pitcher down there. We're going to put Perez second in the lineup. And now we've got Siciliani facing Brett Oberholzer. Bottom of the 5th, nobody out, bases loaded. They're going to play, double play that. They'll concede that 5th run to get 2 outs here. So Siciliani, lefty versus lefty. So we're going to read it from this side of Siciliani's card. 3-4, that's a strikeout. So there's 1 out. Kevin Pilar. .510 against a righty. Ballpark single. This would score a run if it goes 1-7, and it's a 7 right on the money. That will bring in Encarnacion, Bautista the third, Barney to second base, and base is still loaded. Pitcher spot up. Obviously, they're going to be pinch hitting. They were going to bring in Feldman anyway. The question is now, will they bring him in this time going to the 6th? I think they will, but it will be, it's Oberholzer. With the bases loaded, they're going to bring in Melvin Upton Jr. Came over in a trade with the Padres. So the same transactions that we had in real life we are doing here. So this is Upton Jr. now. Well, they just made the double switch, so they don't want to do another pitching change here. So bases are loaded. They're going to play infield in now with the tying run at third. 6-5. Here we go. 1 out. 2-7. That is a walk to the lefty pitcher. The lefty pitcher walks him. That's going to tie the ball game. RBI for Upton. Everybody moves up a bag. And that means it's going to be Tulowitzki up with the bases loaded still. Again, they're playing infield in. And this could get messy. 5-9 righty. That is going to be hit well. This is number 2 of the game, and this is a grand slam for Troy Tulowitzki. Oberholzer gives up the big bomb. And that makes it 10-6. Two for 4, 2 homers for Tulowitzki. And this day just got a lot worse for the Angels. All right, so Donaldson up now. 5-8 this time. This is another chance at a home run. I don't know. Can we keep Oberholzer in here any longer? That's going to be a double. 3 for 4 for Donaldson. Angels pitching is atrocious. And let's see if they can get him out of this inning. There is a potential pass, ball, or balk. Oberholzer doesn't have the rating. Martin, 4-4 righty. That's a fly ball to center field. So this is Trout. They should get an out of this. He gets to it. And now, as long as it's an E5, as long as it's, and it is, that's fine. That's 11. He'll make the play. That's 2 outs, and now it'll be Edwin Encarnacion. So they batted around a second time. Again, 10-6. Blue Jays on top. This has been back and forth. Donaldson still at second with 2 outs. And 5-4 righty. Catcher X. So that is Bandy. Wait, that is Carlos Perez. Perez is 2E2. 2-4. That's a wild pitch. Let's see if there's an error. I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. But that will be a wild pitch. Runner advances. And so Encarnacion with, again, runner at third here. Trying to get Oberholzer through this inning. 3-6. That's a walk. And I don't know. What are we going to do? First and third. At this point, I think you got to kind of ride this out. 1-11. He's hit by a pitch. Everything is coming up roses for Toronto. And now Darwin Barney. This guy is kind of like the respite in this lineup. Can they get him out? Bases loaded again. 2 outs. 4-4 righty. This is another fly ball to Trout. Might be the one guy who can make a play here. He gets to it. And he makes the play on a 12. And that does finish it off. But that is 6 runs across in the inning. Oh, Nelly. 10-6, and we may still not be over in this one. Okay, so Toronto will bring in Feldman here to try to get an inning or two. Okay, they're going to the 6th. So with Travis needing rest, then we need to do something a little different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Joey Bats. We're going to take Jose Bautista out, and we're going to move Upton into right. So Bautista will be out, and it will be Feldman hitting in the 5 hole. So Upton will stay out there. So that means I need to get my lineup fixed. So Upton will bat 3rd. Behind Pilar. And then we take out Bautista. So this is a bit of a defensive sub as well. So he's 3 - 1 E4. So, okay, Bautista is the one that is going to sit. And it'll be Scott Feldman. Sanchez does go 5 innings. And guess what? He will get the victory somehow. He had a rough go of it, but now it's going to be Javatella facing the righty Feldman. Toronto wants 2 innings out of him, probably. 3-10. That's a grounder to shortstop, so Tulo makes the play. 1 out. Carlos Perez in the game as the catcher. And let me write down his metrics here for he's a 2 - 2 E2 and a 5 and a 1. A 10 runner, now 2-3, fouls out to Martin, and now here is Yanel Escobar. 3-9, ground to third base. That will be Donaldson with the 1-2-3 inning. Good, solid inning from Feldman. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. It's getting tougher to write on this thing because of the I'm getting closer to the edge of this. I've got a lot of extra spaces for extra innings, but don't usually get to those. Okay, so Oberholzer. They're going to try to get another. You know what? They're not. He pitched a lot. We don't want to. I mean, he is a starter, but let's not tax him too much. Let's go with. Mike Morin. Wait, did he pitch the last game? He might have pitched the last game. Let's see. They had one guy. Yes, it was Morin. So we could let him pitch, but let's go with Deolis Guerra. So obviously, for anybody new to the game, you've got 50-50 chance here to go off the hitter or the pitcher card. And I just drew this in the wrong spot. So just because you got a pitcher with a high ERA doesn't mean he won't get through an inning or two sometimes. But that was just a really bad stroke of luck there for Oberholzer. Siciliani in left. We could have brought, well, he was hitting next, so that's why we didn't bring him out. 3-9. That's a strikeout against the righty Guerra. Well, they might be able to get Guerra through 2 innings here. So Pilar. 4-3 righty, fly ball to left. That will be Choi. Not good. 5 and 18. He does get to it. That is a fortunate roll right there. If it's 15 or less, it's definitely a hit. So let's see. And what is his? He's E15, and then there's a 12. That's a 2-base error. So That's an E7. So now Melvin Upton Jr. with a runner at second base and a potential balk or passed ball. That would be passed ball. So Perez needs a 1 and doesn't get it. So here's Upton Jr., runner at second, 5-12 righty, grounded to first base. Marte 4, E11, 4 and 2, and he was, I mean, they were holding the, wait, no, they weren't having to hold the runner, but still, that's a 4 and a 2, that's a single, and I believe that is 2-base advance. That will be a run scoring, and 14 and 9, no out, but single for Upton Jr., in comes Pilar, and the defense has let them down on 2 different levels here. The error on Choi, and then the range not able to get that for Marte. Now it'll be Tulowitzki, runner at first, with a 5-run lead. Oh boy, there could be a wild pitch. He's a 1-8. Doesn't get it. So Tulowitzki 5-7 righty, grounded to second base. Javatella 4. They're not holding runners anymore. So 4 and 1. That's another single and another 2-star single. That's 13 E10. I think that's okay. It is, but still it's a single. Upton goes to third. And now Donaldson. Guerra looks like he was cruising along there, and then you get an error on Choi. 4-10 righty. Ground ball to shortstop A. They were playing. We would say they're playing with the infield back, even though they probably need to cut off some runs. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt there. They get out of the inning. They get 1 more run. But I think even infield in there with a ground ball A, first and third, ground ball A8. Actually, yeah, well, it would have been, we're not going to worry about it. The runner would have held and the out would have been made at second base only, but we're gonna cut them some slack here. Of course, if LA comes back, then yikes. Anyway, Calhoun, we'll say it was just a base running error. They didn't realize that the batter just kind of booted it out of the box. Calhoun against Feldman here. Feldman in his second inning of work, 2-4. There's a grounder to shortstop, so Tulowitzki makes the throw to first for the out. Trout to the plate. 5-10 righty, grounder to shortstop. It's going to be Tulowitzki 2, E12, 2 and 5. That is good enough to get. It's a nice diving stop there, and then that's 12. That's an out. Good throw, makes the play, and now it'll be Ji-Man Choi. We did get a home run. Things looked good when he homered there, but that's a strikeout for Feldman. So, 7th inning stretch after a 1-2-3 inning. But that will be it for Feldman, as his spot is coming up third. They will get, so let's see who's coming up. Marte, Simmons. Yeah, they'll get Grilly up. Jason Grilly. And Guerra will come back out to pitch the bottom of the 7th. Russell Martin. 4-9 righty. Uh-oh. 4-9 righty. That looks like it could be another homer. He has normal power, 1-13. Otherwise, it's a double. That is going to stay in the park, and that will be a double. So just off the top of the wall, fielded and hustled in. So it's only a 2-bagger. Here is Encarnacion. 3-5 walk. Pitcher spot. They're going to pinch hit with Pinch hit with Justin Smoke. Whoa. Okay, first and second. No outs. 6-7, batting from the left side. That's a strikeout. Lucky if one more hit or walk, and that would be a single, but that is going to be an out, so that's the first. Here's Barney. I love you. I shouldn't do that. That's kind of embarrassing. Another strikeout on the 5-5. And that's another strikeout that would be a single 2 stars if he had given up one more hit there or walk. So here is Siciliani, lefty versus righty. 6-6 lefty. That's a grounder to second base. And Giavotella will complete the put out at first. So that retires them without a run given up. So we're going to the 8th. That will be it for Guerra. We're going to put him up there, and let's take a look and just figure out who we're going to bring in next. Bring in J.C. Ramirez. So it'll be Grilly. Going to come in here in the top of the 8th. 2 innings for Feldman. It is 11-6. And it will be Jeffrey Marte to the Parte. 5-9 righty. That's, oh boy, 5-9 righty is a big time hit. This will be a home run, almost certainly. It is a 6. That's gone. It needed to be 1-16. So that's a leadoff solo home run. It gets it back to a 4-run deficit. Marte goes yard. Now here's Simmons. 1-7, grounder to second base. So that's going to be Barney throwing to first. And now the pitcher spot. And let's see, against a righty, they can go with Ortega. They're going to go with Ortega, the lefty in the lineup here. Rafael Ortega, 4-8 lefty. That's a walk, so that's a good at bat from the platoon outfielder. Here is Giavotella. 1 away, runner at first. 4-7 righty. That's another walk. Got on the 4 train here. That's not Grilly's favorite deal. So here is Perez. Came in to relieve Bandy in a double switch, and he is 0 for 1. 2-5, that's a strikeout. Oh, and by the way, let's see, what was that? That was 2-5. Grilly is tired because he gave up a home run and 2 walks, so keep that in mind. Giavotella at first and Ortega at second. 2 outs. 3-3, and that's a strikeout, and Grilly shuts him down after looking like he was going to be in trouble. Although he did give up the run on the Marte home run. So for the 9th, be Joaquin Benoit for the Blue Jays. They're not gonna get up Osuna if they can help it. Roberto Osuna. So for the bottom of the 8th, Angels are going to bring in J.C. Ramirez. So Gura goes 2 innings. Gives up 1 unearned run. But now it's Pilar. Starting to wind the game down here now. 6-7 righty. 1-17 would be a single. It's not quite wound down yet. That's a single for Pilar. not going to be doing any stolen bases at this point. Melvin Upton Jr. stayed in the game and right. 3-5. That's a strikeout. One down. Top of the order, Tulowitzki. Pilar at first. 6-4 righty. Fly ball out to center field. It's going to be caught by Trout for the second out. You know what? Pilar is going to try to get a stolen base. He doesn't get on base a whole lot. So let's see if he can get it. Oh, boy. Well, he's not going to have a chance because this is a potential, let's see, balk. But Ramirez doesn't have a balk rating, but that kills off any chance of a stolen base. Let's see. Yeah, and with his bad lead rating, we aren't going to do it. 210. Ballpark home run. It's a 1-10. I don't have my thing up here. I hope you saw that. 210. Ballpark homer. 1-10. And it is gone. 2-run homer for Josh Donaldson. What a game he's having. He is 4 for 6. That's a couple more runs batted in for him. And that now makes it, what is that? That makes it 13-7. Donaldson with 2 doubles, a single, and a round tripper. Now, here is Russell Martin 2-6. That's a grounder to second base, which will close out the inning, but they do get a couple runs. 1, 2, 3 outs. Just making sure I didn't shortchange the Jays. And so it'll be Joaquin Benoit entering the game to try and close this out. Joaquin. Facing the heart of the order, you got Calhoun, Trout. Choi, we might bring Choi out. We'll see. Although, I don't know. I don't think Choi for Pujols is really that much of an upgrade at this point in his career. 6-7 lefty. There is a walk. Brings up Trout. They really don't want to get Asuna warmed up here. They'll let Calhoun take second on the indifference, so that breaks up the double play. 5-6 righty. That's a strikeout. Choi. We're going to keep him in there. We might bring, well, they got a potential pinch hitter right there. So let's see. So here is Choi facing Benoit. 6'10 lefty. Fly ball to center field. Now Pilar, again, is a good center fielder out there. So this has a great chance of being the second out. He gets underneath it. And as long as there's no error, E7 and a 10, I think that is quite all right for the out. And it is. So that's 2 away. Final out. And it's going to be Jeffrey Marte, who's already gone deep. Runner at second, 2 outs, and here we go. Jeffrey Marte, 2-7. There's that 1-6 double that we rolled on that was not real, and that's going to be a fly ball to center again, as he doesn't get the 1-6 roll on the 15. And that is your ball game. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Blue Jays conquer the Angels for the second night in a row. Score of 13-7. Your winning pitcher will be Sanchez. The loss will go to, will that go to Lincecum? I believe it will. Yeah, he was in the game for, wait a second, was he? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he gets the loss, even though I guess in theory what you would call it is a blown save for Oberholzer. No save in the game whatsoever because it was out of reach. It was not within the 4-run cushion that it's got to be less than 4 runs. So anyway, thank you for checking on this game here. Angels drop further. They're now 13-25 after 38 games. The season cannot end can't end quickly enough for them. Toronto gets 21-17, and things are looking pretty strong for the Blue Jays. I'm not going to be totaling up hits and errors and all that stuff because there were a lot of them. I'll let Strat PC do the job. I'll just enter in all of these results, which are very numerous. So anyway, thanks for checking this out. Like I said, hit the like if you like this gameplay. I know we don't have much baseball around, so this is some of the stuff we can do in order to, although things are looking up, maybe by the end of July we will be getting to watch some diamond ball. So anyway, thanks for watching here on Tabletop Baseball Plus. I'm Tenacious Earl, signing off. Till next time, keep rolling and see you soon.